Yeah, how I'm doing
Oh,
this because
there we go.
probably because I'm switching over. We good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Wow. It says avoid legal snaps by telling. So, and they updated this. All right.
Oh, wow.
All right. I'm ready when you are.
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you. I've dropped about 75 pounds already. I'm still going. I'm still going with it. Taking my time with it.
That must feel amazing, though.
uh, a little bit. Since they got rid of the gallbladder, I've been feeling way better.
Yeah.
I had to order out for the past 2 days. I just finally working on this place. Eventually, probably sell it or I take it off and put it as land. Put it
Oh,
on.
wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be started streaming again soon.
Good
Probably
for
later.
you.
So right now there's nothing going on. Everything's canceled.
I know.
That part.
I know.
How are you filming for the new show you're doing? From home?
So which show?
Beastars.
Oh, so we recorded all that already. So if there's
Okay.
more, yeah, I don't know if there's more or not, but everything's in the can for that. So
Okay.
yeah, I have a couple shows. I don't think there was anything I was working on that was like mid-show. Everything had wrapped, which kind of sucks. Because now I'm just waiting to do stuff at home, and I don't know what's going to happen. And I was supposed to be working on American Idol right now too.
Oh, that's gotta be fun.
So
you
they're
always
doing everything.
That stuff. You're in the arts and all that.
Trying.
See, I don't know what you're doing nowadays. It's crazy.
Trying.
How's mom doing?
She's good. I took a little break and I came back to LA for about 2.5 weeks. And my sister's there with her, but I'm heading back on Friday, and I'll be there for who knows how long. You know what I mean?
How's everything going over there with the virus?
In the Bay Area or here in LA?
Yeah, in there in general, I guess.
So in the Bay Area where my mom lives, the cases have not really gotten much more. They were like 1,200 in her area, and it's like maybe 1,500 now. But Los Angeles is kind of crazy.
Yeah, all the homeless and all that over there.
Yeah, and just there's
I'm in Georgia,
so yeah, and you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere where you are, right? So you're pretty safe.
All stuff over here, but if I wanted to go somewhere, there's nothing going on. I'm not in Atlanta. I'm like 30 minutes from there, maybe not even.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
How are you getting like food and all that stuff?
I had to get food stamps and all that. I was going to be working, actually a few weeks ago before my surgery. I was going to do Uber and another job, but all of it hit. So yeah. My blood pressure was almost 200 over something like that. It was very high.
Was that from stress?
They don't even know. That's the funny thing about the gallbladder stuff. It could have been
right.
I'm mad because I'm dealing with them and all that right now. But since then, I've been way better than I used to.
Good.
Way better.
Good. That's awesome.
So my next question is, since I know you did Miraculous, I didn't even know you worked on that show. I had to search around because some of the stuff isn't on behind the voice actors. But how was that actually? How did that
It's a great show, and that was a long time ago. But I played Copycat.
Yeah.
And I think it was 1 or 2 episodes that I did that. And my friend
one.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. And my friend Ezra is the director, and I keep telling him that I want to come back because it's such a popular show. But I only had that one. I was just about to
ask you that. Do you feel like I feel like you're going to be wanting to be part of that again?
Yeah, and actually, like he and I are really good friends. So I feel like if I really push it and make him feel nice and guilty, maybe he'll bring me on for another job.
So how did that actually come about? Did he ask you to come on, or somebody actually heard you?
Yeah, so Ezra, he and I met working at Universal Studios. He was a warm-up guy for the Fear Factor show or something like that.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, before things really took off for him. He brought me in for a lot of different shows. So I was already working with him when he was working on Miraculous. So he brought me in, and I think I auditioned for it. I can't remember whether I auditioned for it or I just got it. But that was just give me a job.
Is the lighting okay in the background?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, I had to get a new light. I'm fixing all that. So, how is he personally? He actually looks pretty like a cool guy.
He's so funny. He's a really, really... Oops, sorry, I got a text.
Oh, you're good.
He's a really, really good director. Because he's an actor, He really knows how to talk to actors to get what he wants out of them in the shortest amount of time. And he's just so funny, and he's a hard worker. If you follow him on Instagram or whatever.
I follow him. I love how he loves the show. He loves anybody that likes it. It's crazy.
He's so great, and he's always like, he's doing stuff with his kids, and he's going to like drive-in movies, and he's going running, and he's doing that Corona Survivor or whatever, Quarantine Survivor thing.
Oh, I didn't know he was doing all that. I know he's like outgoing, which is cool about him.
Yeah, he is just always busy, but he's a great guy, good friend.
So before we that's most of the questions, the first three. So how did your life become where it's at? Like who are you behind all the voices and all that, and what's the story behind it? See, I try to make different questions because I look at all the other stuff you did, but I want to make it fun. So
Who am I? Well, voice acting came kind of late in my career. I was doing theater and movies and TV and playing piano and drums and singing, and I went to band camp and all that stuff. My dad was a trumpet player, like really musical family. And voiceovers didn't happen until Mary Elizabeth McGlynn from Digimon brought me on to audition for that show, and that kind of like started the whole snowball effect for that.
I've asked about your whole between that. How'd you actually? But I'll get into that later. So
yeah, so it kind of like, I mean, I love doing voiceovers, but it really wasn't something that I ever had my sights set on. So it was a nice companion job to everything else that I was still doing, and that I still do. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big traveler. Like, I usually say that I just like to do acting so I have enough money to travel. Like, that's a big passion of mine. Travel and I mean, exercise is kind of a new thing for me. I was not a fit kid and not a active kid, and that didn't come to me till I was like 23 or 24. Started running and biking, and I'm a terrible surfer. I have a surfboard, but
really,
I think I should turn it into a coffee table because it's so bad. I never use it. So I really like came into like who I am really late in life, and I'm a different person than I used to be. But and I'm just a worker bee. Like, I will work. I did background work and stand-in work on The Matrix a couple months ago.
Oh, really? The actual movie? So they're making a new one.
Yeah, it's really fun. Okay. We shot in San Francisco right before the coronavirus hit, or while it was hitting, actually.
Are you allowed to put that on here, or you want me to cut that out a little bit?
Yeah, I did stand-in work for The Matrix. So, yeah, I worked with Keanu and Neil Patrick Harris, and it was a blast.
Oh, he's actually on that. That's wicked.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, it was union, which was fine, but it wasn't, wasn't a speaking role, but I wanted to work, and I was at my mom's house taking care of her, so I wanted a job. So I just drove to San Francisco, and we did night shoots. We worked overnight and had helicopters and explosions, and it was a blast. It was a blast. But yeah, I mean,
if it comes out, I'll be able to see where you're at. You're probably standing in the back or something.
Yeah, you won't see me. Most of the stuff was standing in for the lead guys. I did a couple running things. They wanted runners. So I was wearing a business suit and tennis shoes, and we ran up California Street. If anyone knows San Francisco, like, it's this where the cable car goes, and we would do take after take after take in these wet streets. They would water down the street so the cameras would look good, and the shots. And
so Mr. Smith coming back, even though he died.
I don't. Yeah, right. So is it Carrie? Is that her name? Carrie, the girl. Carrie-Anne Moss.
I can't remember all the voice people.
Yeah, Carrie-Anne Moss. She's coming back, and but it was a lot of fun. But anyway, I just work. I do stand-in stuff. I worked the Oscars right before the coronavirus. I was a stand-in for.
I see you on there with the Acting Dead stuff, and
for Ryan Seacrest.
I keep thinking Talking Dead from The Walking Dead.
Acting Dead. Yeah, Acting Dead.
I actually and Carol Ann McCracken, I started watching a little bit of that. And so what were the inspirations behind both of those shows? I'm assuming you're like a zombie fan, because you don't really seem like the horror type.
Yeah, no horror. I've seen every single scary film in the world. I watch good, bad, doesn't matter, bloody. I find them really fascinating. And so yeah, when I first did McCracken Live. And that is a character. Carol Ann McCracken is a character I created when I was doing a bunch of auditions for stand-up and sketch comedy and television and stuff. So I created this character and then decided to turn it into a TV show. And so I created her. And then after that web series, we went to France. We got all kinds of awards and stuff for that show.
Nice.
And then after that, I thought, well, I'm going to do another show, but I want to film it just like a TV show, episodic, blah, blah, blah. So we shot for 3.5 weeks in Los Angeles, had a crew of like over 100 people.
Wow.
And
I just actors or just regular people that's working on it?
So that was cast, crew, background.
Oh, wow.
But about 100 people.
Pretty small.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And, the budget was pretty big for a web series, what was a web series at the time. And we got the Emmy win for Patrika, Best Actress in a Short Form Comedy.
She was in a bunch of stuff. I've seen her before in different movies. It's like, oh, wait, I'm like, I know her.
Yeah, she's in that movie Hatchet. If you've seen that movie, she's in that.
I've seen her.
I think she has like her head ripped open or something like that.
I have to go back and watch it. I'm like, I know she looks familiar.
She's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. And Carolyn Hennessy, who was in True Blood and Revenge, and it was a lot of fun. But the inspiration for acting dead was just that I thought there was a lot of zombie TV shows going on, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if I just wanted to go behind the scenes of all the people that auditioned for zombie shows, and what if some of those people were really zombies?
I was just watching a bunch of films like Critters and all that, and I'm just realized how many movies they made in space. Leprechaun, that movie.
Oh, is Leprechaun
wow, space.
I just realized. I don't think I'm looking at the lens.
Well, I guess like doing it because I know I'm gonna.
It doesn't matter.
And put this probably on my YouTube and all that.
Gotcha. I'm big on horror films. I'm actually looking for some new ones to watch right now.
George Romero. I like all the George Romero films.
I do too. There's a Night of the Living Dead or a Dawn of the Dead that I saw either on Netflix.
And there's Land of the Dead.
Is that it? What's the most recent one? Because I bet I haven't seen it.
Romero, he hasn't done anything since he passed. I don't remember what his last one was.
Yeah.
I would have to look actually. I could actually look it up.
But yeah, and I start watching them. I like sharks too. I'm terrified of sharks, but I like them. So.
I just went to see the one with it was a recent one. It was where not the one where she goes surfing. They're underwater. And
40 something.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like,
no,
the shark looks so bad. Like that's how bad it was, and I was like, man.
I think aside from Jaws, I like Deep Blue Sea. That's one of my favorite ones.
That's the shark one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that movie.
It's really good. I've seen it many times.
George Romero, Survival of the Dead. Yeah, that was like his last recent one. That's a good one. I actually have it. And
Survival of the Dead?
Yeah. And
I'll look that up.
And Survival and what's the name of it? Shoot, I have it right here too. That's how bad it is. Diary of the Dead. That's it.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Because it's in the same universe, and I was like, oh, now I know who they are.
Okay. And of course, Shaun of the Dead is a favorite too.
I love that one.
Yeah.
House of the Dead's pretty good. I like it more than Resident Evil. I don't talk about it.
Yeah, so I love horror. I just love horror. I think it's really fun
do you still do the shows or no? Because I actually haven't had time to even get to. I'm gonna eventually watch the show. I just didn't get time.
What, Acting Dead?
Yeah.
No, we're waiting for more money. We're trying to get some backers and it's inexpensive comparatively to regular TV. But it's just not money that I want to spend, and I want to get some backers. And the kind of money we're looking for is the stuff that big time producers have in their couch cushions. Yeah. But we just got to get them to fork it over, So, and you'd think having an Emmy would help, but
no. People think because you get one thing doesn't mean anything.
Right. It's like, well,
they're
like, you got an Emmy last week. What about this week? Where's your Emmy for this week? So, it'll happen. It'll happen.
So. With that, so I think you said before you were doing what before you like voice acting and everything. Were you going to school at the time? Like everything, computer wise?
Yeah, so I was going to college and stuff, and then I finished college and I got a job at Costco. I worked at I was the payroll clerk at Costco up in the Bay Area. And, I did like screen tests when I was in junior high and extra work and all that stuff. I was in Howard the Duck as an extra back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that movie. The live action. Oh, no.
So bad. Terrible. But when I was at Costco, I auditioned for the national tour of Les Miserables, the musical.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about your plays and all that soon. Me and my mom went to see that. I like Phantom.
Did you?
Yeah, yep. Lion King. When they what's so cool about that play? They walk through the crowd, depending on maybe.
Oh yeah, I saw that in New York.
And I haven't been once since.
So Les Mis was my first big one, and that got me my union card. And then right when Les Mis ended in San Francisco, about a year and a half after, I moved to LA and then started the TV and all that stuff. And got a job at Universal Studios, singing and dancing. I was in the Blues Brothers show. I was that musical director. I was in Beetlejuice's Rockin' Graveyard Review. I was a Phantom of the Opera. A lot of weird stuff.
So how do you actually survive out in LA right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Unemployment.
At least something.
Yeah. Right? I mean, the week before we shut down, when we shut down, that week I lost about $17,000 in jobs. So
is that voice acting or just random stuff?
It's voice acting and then a couple tours I was going to do, a couple kids show tours. So I was supposed to right now be, I think, in Tempe, in Canada, in New York, and
you're going all over
the country. Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm a traveler, so that was really disappointing.
Do you usually got to pay for all that, or they do?
It's all paid for.
That's actually cool, though.
Yeah, so it's salary plus per diem plus hotels. I really love it. I like to travel. And then, of course, I was supposed to work on American Idol this season before they went, to people singing at home.
Yeah.
And
they'll probably get you back next year whenever they open again.
I hope they don't like it so much that they keep doing it. I don't think so. I think they'll.
It's gonna get tired after a while. Honestly, with everything going on, if there's places that I was doing online, it's it's bad.
So anyway, that's what I was doing beforehand, and now I'm just. I did a video game, and I got a couple auditions for some other voiceover stuff that I could do at home.
Anything that you can talk about with that right now? Video game wise?
No, this was something. It was a weird thing. It was a video game in Germany.
Oh,
so gosh. I don't know anything about it.
How does that work? You have to translate your language, the voice?
No, so it's just being produced in Germany, but it's in English.
I got you.
And it was union, but it was like, here's all your lines. You don't need to sync them to any of characters. Just record them and email them off. I'm like, take it. Give me my money. Because at that point, it was the beginning of it all. I'm like, I'm just going to grab whatever cash I can grab. So
there you go. Hey, better than nothing, right?
Yeah. So, I'm trying to exercise and eat right and not spend every night drinking wine and watching TV. So,
excuse me. Okay. I'm just going through it all. So with Beastars, so how did that actually come forth? So somebody recommend that to you, or you just like, hey, I'm gonna audition for this?
So I auditioned for. Gosh, did I audition for that? I think I did. I auditioned for that. It's
kind of funny. I know I did this, but I can't remember how I did it.
Well, it's so funny. Well, first of all, by the time it makes it to Netflix, it's been months and months and months since we recorded it. So, but no, I did read for that. Just not in the studio, but at home, and I emailed it in, and I got the job. But I didn't know anything about it, and my director said, this is really popular.
Yeah, my friend and me watch anime usually, and he was telling me the daughter of the person who made Baki made this show. I was like, really? But I don't know if that's 100%. He follows it a lot more than me, so he usually knows stuff. Yeah, I can barely. It's all good.
Oh,
they've been doing that a lot by me too.
Whoa! So. It's a military helicopter.
Oh, that's fun.
It looks like Marine One.
That's not good, I'm assuming, huh? They're always out now, surprisingly.
They're always out, but who knows? In LA, it could just be accident on the 405.
And it turns into the actual Dawn of the Dead.
Right. That's exactly what it looked like. Oh my God. So for Beastars, I didn't know anything about it. But it's been really popular. It was a fun character to play. And I actually haven't seen all of it yet. I've just seen a couple episodes, but people say it's really good. So
I'm going to probably eventually get into it eventually. I'm watching a few other series at the moment finishing. I'm watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think you're in that,
aren't you? That's a good show. I am. I play Shigechi.
That's in the fourth
I don't know. It is. It is.
And we're on the third season? Yeah, third season right halfway through. So we watch it pretty quick. And I'm like, I can't describe this show. It's I feel like it's not so overhyped, but once you watch it, it's like, oh, I kind of like this because it's weird and it's interesting.
It is weird, and also I don't know what the other seasons look like, but the season I did, the animation is really good. It's really interesting and different. Yeah, I liked it a lot, and I haven't seen that one either.
So for Dom, is that a recurring role, or is it like a part-time kind of character? I don't know much of the show, so
I don't know. And the way Netflix did it, like, you know, they released the season that we're in, and I don't know if there are more seasons or not. But if there are more seasons, I would be coming back. Because it's not like a guy or anything like that.
Behind the voice actors, I know if it's a check mark. I think when I saw it last, it's a recurring role, but I'm not sure as.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a secondary role too. Like, he wasn't in tons of episodes, but that's fine. I can put it on my resume. And
is there any other series that you're doing right now that's reoccurring?
Yeah, but I can't talk about any of them.
Wasn't it Food Wars? I think you were. Somebody else might have been doing
Food Wars.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't Food Wars. It was God, what was it? What's that thing where people cook but they screw things up?
I know it's Food Wars does that, but I don't even know if it's that one. It's funny though. I don't even know.
It's called Nailed It.
Nailed It? Oh, I've heard of that. I was like, what?
I did Nailed It France. So I did the English dub for the Nailed It France show.
It's gotta be interesting, like video games like Heavy Rain and all that, knowing they're from a French. It's interesting.
It is weird. And
I know Miraculous is a French show, and I thought I was gonna hate this show, but I watch there's a lot of shows on Cartoon Network, like 16 and all that, like during that time of Cartoon Network. It reminds me of it because of the animation. But I'm like, oh wait, Code Lyoko was also that, and I'm like, I said, I thought I would hate it. I honestly thought I was not going to like the series because it just was early cartoon.
It just looks different. Right. Yeah, it's funny, too. When you do a French show, you dub it differently. You dub it with that moving bar underneath the screen.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's
just that.
It's a skill. It's not my favorite. Like, all the text is written out like in cursive.
Really?
And it just moves along, and when it hits this red bar right in the center, that's when you say the line. So
that's gotta be hard.
It's really hard. I think it's really difficult. The people that are good at it, it's fascinating to me. I'm fine, but I certainly don't ever nail it on the first try. It's like reading like a ticker tape or one of those things in the bank. You know, we will be closed at 5 p.m. It's really weird.
So this is actually a funny one because I didn't know you did Sailor Moon. That was your first role, though. So during that time, how actually were you producing voice acting time? How did actually the voice for, I think it was Alan Granger? How did that actually come? How did you start with that series?
Sailor Moon?
Yeah. How did you like get into that voice acting for the first time? Like, how did that actually happen?
Well, Sailor Moon wasn't my first one. Digimon was.
Oh, was it? Oh, because it said on 95 and then Digimon after, so they need to fix some stuff. So
Sailor Moon, what they did was they redubbed the whole season later. So it came out, they dubbed it, and then we went back later and dubbed it over. So Sailor Moon was like many, many years into my career, but it was from an original animation that was done years before. Really strange. But for Digimon...
I was like, because beyond the voice actor side, because that's the only where I can find half the stuff. So that's
gotcha.
And it's like, their side needs to be fixed though. But
another good resource for you would be IMDb. Do you ever go that?
Oh yeah, because everyone has to update. That's why I never really checked that one.
Yeah, IMDb is pretty good. Yeah,
I remember to do that because there's people I know who use it, but it's like it's just a pain in the ass because of the people behind it and they're trying to get on it.
It's true. It's true.
I know at least Wikipedia mostly has stuff because when I was looking at Paul St. Peter stuff, he didn't use his real name, and I'm like, this ain't on the voice actor side, but it's on Wikipedia. He uses a different name. I have to it was interesting. It's because I know some people do that, but I didn't see the extent of how he did it. It's kind of weird.
Well, yeah, you can update your Wikipedia, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to fix it because there's a couple things on there that are missing or a couple things that are wrong. But yeah. So yeah, my first thing was Digimon, and I was terrified because I didn't know how to do it, and I hadn't seen anime before except for Speed Racer. I hadn't watched Digimon.
For that is so good for the Japanese of Digimon Tamers.
Oh yeah, right.
It's still one of my favorite. Look, it's funny because I watched the original Digimon. But Tamers was more of my favorite because it felt darker. It was felt shorter when it should have been longer, but there was something about Tamers that I love personally.
I agree. It was really well written and well directed. Mary did a great job with that.
So how did you actually start that for your first role? Since I didn't know that was your actual first role.
Yeah.
So how did you how did the voice acting begin to where you're at now with that? Like, where did it come from?
She saw me in a play. I was doing a play, a one-man show where I played 38 different people. Just me. And she and I were both working at Universal Studios. She was the Bride of Frankenstein. I was Phantom of the Opera in the Beetlejuice show. And she had gone off to exploring other things. And now she's a huge, fabulous director and actor and all that stuff. But she saw me in the show, and she emailed me or called me, I don't know, and said, I think there's a role that you might be right for. Come on in and read for it. And so I went in and read for Takato. I remember I went down on a Monday because I was not doing the play. I had Mondays off, and went to Saban, which was on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. And I was terrified. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to read the scripts. It was just a whole new world to me. And gosh, I think it must have been 2 or 3 months later I booked the job. It was a long time before they told me. So I kind of knew that I didn't book it. You know what I mean?
She actually looked into you specifically, or there was other people there?
Oh, there were other. Well, I don't know if there were other people there that night, but there were definitely other people that were reading for it. So, and I'm sure she put in a good word for me or whatever. But it was a major thing it was for Fox Kids back in the day.
Gosh, that's how I think Goosebumps and all that was on there. There were 3 shows I always came to watch: was Power Rangers, Goosebumps, and Digimon came after eventually around. Those are 3 shows when I go home at good time, man. I miss those days, honestly.
It was great. It was really a huge thing for me, because also, even though I had been in movies, not big parts, but whatever, this was the first major job. I'm starring in a new cartoon. That was exciting. So I would watch it every day. My mom would watch it. It was a big deal, and that went on for. Well, I did season 3. And then I did season 4 as Bokomon and season 5 as
You did Agumon. A lot of voices on there I looked at.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did Bokomon because the voice is so different to what you usually do.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah. Yeah. Bokomon, keep it on the book. But that was really cool. And then, honestly, it was from that show, from Digimon and my connections there, that kind of got me doing voiceovers the rest of my career. All the people that I've met and worked for in the studios, work has just continued to beget work on and on. So
you think the voice acting industry has gotten way easier than back in the day? Like how you saw it?
Well, so it's gotten easier in that the minute we went digital, it became easier for the talent, because now the engineer can be a magician and literally screw up anything or fix anything that you've screwed up. Put a T on a word and cut an S off and move this to here. So that's nice. But also anime and animation has become more it's more mainstream, and there's so much out there, so there's also more competition. And a lot more people coming up in the ranks wanting to do it and stuff, and more studios opening up. And so what's his face in Texas, Funimation starting. So it's still a hustle to get more work now. But
just now it's everything going on.
I mean,
there's so many voice actors coming in and out. It's crazy right now.
Well, not only that, but now you're going to have people that occasionally, touch their foot in the water to do voice actors. All these A, B, and C actors that want to stay at home and do work, and now they're going to start doing voiceovers as well. So it's going to be rough for a while.
It'll get better. I know that for sure.
I'm sure.
So I was going to ask, there was a few favorite Broadways you wanted to be part of but couldn't. Well, which ones will they be?
A Broadway show?
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite shows is Sweeney Todd. So I would back in the day I would have liked to have been Tobias, but I think at this point I'll end up probably being Sweeney. But he sings pretty low though. But yeah, Sweeney Todd is one of my favorite shows. What else? Gosh. I'm too old for Seymour and Little Shop, but I could always be the dentist.
Hey, someday. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. I just saw the revival in New York of Little Shop. It was great. It was really, really great. So I'd love to do that.
If you ever come back to Atlanta, or if you ever come by again, they have the Rocky Horror Picture Show out here.
And is that right?
It's every. I never get time to go. I would like to go. I've never been into that stuff, but it's just interesting. And where
it's great fun.
Shining, they actually filmed there apparently, which I was surprised isn't on there. It's like, yeah, I didn't know that. It says it on their sign, but they probably did. So,
it's one of the old. That's awesome.
It's like he has an ice cream shop and it's old fashioned, but then here's the main road. It doesn't look nothing like it.
Wow. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I like doing theater. I did a play in Boston, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, and I hadn't done a play in a long time, so that was really fun to be out in Boston at Christmas time. That was cool. But TV and film is just a little bit easier than theater because you're not doing the same show every night, 6 days a week. So
I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick if that's cool with you.
Do it.
Yeah, that's what happens when the gallbladder hits you. Now I'm gonna mute myself so really quick. That's the one thing about the gallbladder. It's wait, did it mute again? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's one thing about the gallbladder. I can't eat certain foods.
Oh no.
Because it doesn't digest at all. It sucks. Oh. So what was the next one I was gonna say? Yeah, most of the stuff actually got answered earlier, so that's good. What's like for your voice acting, your character wise? Do you have a favorite character you've actually voiced, or do you have a few?
Well, that's interesting. So I always say that Takato is my favorite because he was my first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he holds a warm spot in my heart. But I like playing the evil guys. So I definitely like playing, Yamachika from Bleach. He was great, and Octagawa from Bungo Stray Dogs is a cool.
I have not watched it.
It's a good show. And the character I play is really, really dark. He's really awesome.
What's the show about mostly?
I don't know. Good and evil battles, blah blah blah.
There's a show called Monster. It was on Sci-Fi, and I watched a little bit of that. It's interesting, and I'm trying to make that. I'm still watching it. It's very old school how it looks, but it's kind of like Death Note. I can see why people say that.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's more darker. I think both are good.
Yeah, it's really cool. The everyone in Bungo Stray Dogs, all the characters are named after famous authors. So,
okay.
Yeah, so there's Steinbeck, and it's really, really interesting. But my character is really, really dark and has a bunch of issues. Yeah, it's a bunch of issues. I think the first scene he goes in and blows up a bank or something like that. That's like his introduction. I'm like, oh my god, this is a great character.
I gotta go and put that on my list now.
Yes, yeah,
most definitely. Yeah. So, do you think you have a least favorite character you ever done?
Well, let's see. I really like Sakon and Ukon from Naruto, but they were the most difficult to voice because they were so gravelly and it just killed me. So they probably are my least favorite, and they kept coming back. Like they didn't spend that much time in the TV show, but every freaking video game that would come out, they would be in the game. I'm playing the Ultimate Ninja Storm series right now. I know you're in the fourth one, but they put your character in the third one. So did you have to redo lines for that, or they just took it from older games? I probably had to redo lines. I don't know how much they clip and grab. I'm not sure. They could have, but we would never know about it.
The sound for Ninja. There's something about him that I like.
Yeah.
Keith Silverstein does. I didn't know he did Kimimaro, but I know he did the Moth guy from Miraculous and all that. And I'm like, dang.
Right. Keith is great. He's really funny. I miss Keith. We used to all work together on a show called Gormiti. Do you remember Gormiti?
I never heard of that one.
It's really weird. But that was one of the shows I did. It was original animation. So we were all in the room together. So it was me and Keith Silverstein and Wally Wingert. And, oh my God.
Sounds familiar. Wally Wingert.
Wally Wingert. So Wally's done tons of anime, but he also was the announcer on The Tonight Show when Jay Leno was there.
Okay. Because I know I see his name and all that.
And he was a Beetlejuice with me at Universal Studios. So, but
everyone started there or an old show.
That's right. Everyone was a Beetlejuice. But that was a really, really fun show. And it was one of the only shows I did where we were all in the same room recording like they used to do The Simpsons and used to do Family Guy. Old school. It was cool.
And TV has changed throughout the years.
Yes. Everyone's busy and everyone's too big for their britches.
But if you had one character or a few, who do you think you could have improved on for voice and wise? Or
wow, that's a good question.
Nobody ever asked the good questions. That's the good thing.
Wow, improve on. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a lot. Like, because it goes so fast. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when you do it, it goes so fast. But I think the things that I would like to improve upon would be the characters that had the most depth. So I would love to go back and redo some Takato stuff, although I think I did a really good job. I would like to do some more Octagawa from Bungo. I would love to just do some more Manokuma.
Yeah, it's one of your most popular. I still have not watched that or saw the game. I thought it was a series at first.
So it's a series after the game. So,
so Greg
Ayers does the game, and that records in Texas. But it was like three or four games before it ever went to series. So I did the game. So I'd like to improve upon Monokuma too, or just do more. But I don't know. I just think as an actor, you are never really satisfied with what you've done. And when you see it or hear it, you just know, I could have done that. I could have made that funny, or I could have taken my time with that, or I wish they would have used that take instead of that take. But it's just the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes none of your business.
So with Bleach coming back, your character might end up coming back, which I was surprised they were going to come back with it. I'm like, they're actually going to finish it. I didn't really read the other. Yeah, they said they're in development on it, but do you think they're going to bring you back for it?
Well, here's the thing that's always weird with those situations. It depends on which studio gets the licensing and the distribution. So if that goes to Texas and goes to Funimation, they may not fly me out there, and they may not offer the job to me. I think it would be really stupid.
Because it's one of the most unique characters I think you've done.
Yeah, I do too.
I really want to be honest about.
Yeah. I would love to do it. And I don't know how much more they have. Do you know how many more episodes or how many more seasons they have?
Just that, because they didn't finish the one with, I guess it was the Quincy arc, I call it. It was basically going on to that. So apparently, like, the manga was rushed, as far as my friend told me. But in turn, it didn't have a good ending. Like, it's like a lot of series I've noticed that they'll finish the manga, then it's just rushed and it doesn't, like, hit. See, I was watching the show called Keijo, and I heard what the studio did. And I'm like, that kind of sucks, because that was actually a real popular series coming out. I've noticed a lot of the manga companies, all that, want to push stuff to the front, but it's like, I'm ready for something different.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I heard it was coming back, but I didn't know, like, where they were in development stages.
Also, I know it's been confirmed as far as I know, but I was surprised. Okay. So I don't know when they're going to start on the...
Oh my God, this show that doesn't die. It does not die, that show.
It needs to finish, honestly. I like Bleach. I don't watch a lot of series, but Bleach I didn't finish probably until they saved Ruki and a few other ones after. But I watched the movies, so it's kind of weird. I watched a lot more of the anime movies than the actual series.
Yeah.
It's just like Pokemon. I used to like Pokemon, but they kept teasing when Ash was going to die, and I'm like, I'm kind of getting a little bit old for this.
Right. That's funny.
So speaking of fans, what's like the weirdest one? Like the weirdest fan you've ever had besides me?
Please, you're not weird.
What's your the craziest type of fan?
That's interesting. I do get some fan mail. I get some fan emails. I just got one not too long ago from the Czech Republic, but the email is like so. Yeah, it's just like so minimal in like the dialogue and then just like the address and like please sign the card, but it's an email, so there's no card. So I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about.
Maybe they meant like the card on there. Maybe.
I have no idea, but I've sent back signed photos and all that stuff, but typically
I still have my stuff to essentially send, but with the virus, I'm just gonna wait.
Oh yeah.
So busy.
What convention did we meet at? Was it Florida?
It was the one in Orlando, Omni.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought. So Omni is the one that was across the street from the Harry Potter studio, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, which I never got to go to.
It was Universal.
Universal.
Yeah.
Cool. So when I was in New Zealand, I did this big, I think it was a Digimon panel, and I think it was during the panel that a girl raised her hand and she goes, "I have a question for Brian. Will you lick my arm?" So that was probably the.
I was watching a Skillet interview about that. Have you ever listened to their music, Skillet? They're a Christian rock band. He said the weirdest fan. I forgot something like that. And she felt bad for her because she was a young girl, so he did it. And I'm like,
well,
fans are
weird.
It's
so weird. Fans are weird. I mean, most of them are great, and New Zealand fans were phenomenal, and so are the ones in the UK. They're just amazing. But it was in like this huge auditorium. I'm like, well, first of all, no, I'm not going to lick your arm. And how much are you going to pay me? Come see me afterwards.
Exactly. It'll be $100.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
So I always go in with fans of anime. I go online and they're so toxic nowadays. Do you think anime fans can be good? What do you think they could improve on as fans, or just online etiquette?
It's online etiquette in general. I just don't think it's anime people. I think it's just the nature of what it's like to be anonymous online and how it kind of like accentuates the good and the bad in people.
Yeah.
It certainly makes people braver than they would be in person. But
I've noticed that times have changed since the 90s for me, and now,
I mean, you just gotta watch. And sometimes I take a step back, and sometimes I get a little crazy. But most of the time, I try not to get involved. But as far as fans of anime, like what I like to do, if people say anything bad about me or like. I think Greg Ayers is better, or Brian's a terrible choice for that part, or whatever. I like to comment on it and do something like, rats, I'm so sorry.
You're trolling them. See, smart.
And then they get really like upset, like I commented on, but I'm not yelling at them. I'm just saying, I'm so sorry you feel that way. Like, oh my God, you're my favorite. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So
I noticed that. I've seen that a few times, and I'm like, where's that now?
And I get it. Fans are more than welcome to have their favorite, and they don't have to like what I do. There's plenty of people that do, so it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Yeah.
So say, what do you think the industry could improve on for the voice actors and all that, or just any type of field you're doing?
Well, right now, right before the shutdown, there were studios that still wanted actors to come in, and they're like, we're going to clean this and spray that. And the actor's like, well, whoa. So,
it's bad out here right now.
That'll be step number one when we get back into the industry, whatever that's going to be as far as improving on it. And then I just think there's a lot to be done with contracts in the union because, man, the business, the industry is a moving target, like going from TV to digital to new shows on Netflix and residuals. What are those anymore? Like payments, all that stuff. I don't know. I'm less concerned about them improving as much as I'm concerned about them just keeping up and being fair,
Because I've noticed a lot of shows with games and all that with how they're like, I want to sound like dipping on the fans, but it could be the same thing. Screwing over the fans with giving half, I don't want to try to use language because I'm trying, so, with giving half of everything with the show, it's everything's missing. I've noticed that with a lot of shows, games, it's more common now, and it's not even rare anymore. It's like with The Last of Us and all that. They're screwing over their employees, and it's affecting the consumer. Is what I mean.
Totally. Oh yeah, I mean that'll all ultimately come back to the consumer too. And if the quality of the product gets lessened, then that's going to affect the consumer and the fans as well. Like, who wants to watch crap? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you want to get the top-notch people, and you want to pay them what they're worth to create a great product that can generate fandom and people that enjoy watching it. So, it all comes off from the top.
Nowadays, I don't even like buying anything anymore because it's not going to you guys. I understand you guys don't get royalties. You're not actors compared to like certain ones. Maybe like a Troy Baker would get his royalties or something. That's the thing about me. It's like, you guys are going out of your day to, do this. And it's like, that's what I think more needs to be improved on, is to give back to the people, even if it's like a sale or something. And notice that they're trying to it's like Randy Pitchford of Borderlands. Screwed over his the employees there. He promised them all this bonus stuff and didn't get it. Gave it to him. I didn't buy the game, and I wanted to buy Borderlands.
Wow.
That's what I'm noticing of all these companies. They're promises something, and then they just go back on it, and it's coming to bite everyone in the and it's a good thing, I think, in a way, because it's going to wake a lot of them up. So if they want to blame fans for that, let them. You just see how it is now with everything, and I think it shouldn't be like that. I've noticed there are more politics and everything, which I don't mind, but it's how they're doing it, and I think that's what's more killing this industry. The industry that kind of like fans are bringing more into this, and it's like, we don't want to buy it.
Yeah, it's true, and ultimately, if fans don't buy and fans don't watch, shows don't get made. So, you have to please them. You have to satisfy them. So.
So what's your gay gonna be like after all this? What are you gonna be playing?
I have no idea. Like, I don't even know what the next thing is. I've got 2 conventions in August in London, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh man,
it's too
close.
Be
a lot of fans overseas too.
Yeah, and I just lucked out getting these two conventions. It's the first week of August and the last week of August, so I would go to London twice, and I really want to go.
Most likely next year for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably rebook me. Yeah.
San Diego canceled. They were gonna. Most likely is gonna cancel here. They had MomoCon. They had a great lineup. Teen Titans were coming back, a reunion.
Wow.
Greg Baldwin, I think his name is, who plays it just sucks. I'm just going out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't really know what the next thing that's supposed to be happening is. I've got a tour in October. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I think it's going to be a slow trickle of maybe some voiceover jobs, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I'm concerned, like, what's Christmas is going to be like? Are we going to be like doing Zoom meetings around the Christmas tree? Is that what's going to happen?
A lot of people.
God.
There's a YouTuber going in and being like an a-hole on purpose and trolling them, and I'm like, they're going to be shut down, I heard, anyway soon. There's something like with the company or something like that.
Oh, with Zoom?
Something like that,
yeah. Zoom's going to get all our social security numbers. I'm sure it's going to happen.
And all these games are doing that. I know Valorant and all that stuff. Like, that's a new game that came out. It can get into your thing. It has an anti-cheat system in it. So a lot of these companies are allowing like all the cheaters and all that, and it's just like, this fun games ain't fun no more. I don't even like buying AAA games anymore. I think like I rather watch something produced like on TV or something than buy a video game. Like I actually just got since I got my internet up, I'll be streaming again, and so I just downloaded all the free games. There's no point to pay for games no more because there's nothing good on the next gen.
Right.
Is there any new video games you can talk about you're doing? Nothing special?
No. There's just, I've got 3 new TV shows that I can't talk about that are in the can, and those should be coming out. I think one's for Netflix, one's for Disney, and then the next one doesn't have a world yet. So those will be on TV. No video games, and then hopefully more Beastars. Yeah, and then of course, everyone check out Acting Dead on Amazon Prime if you get a chance. Go see that.
I think you do a subscription for like $5 or something like that. I forgot been a while.
Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely get it next time. Like next month.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
For sure.
So with do you watch anime at all? What do you watch? Do you get the? It's funny. I've never seen anyone else. Hey, do you watch anime?
I don't often watch anime, but Death Note looked fun to me. What's the other one that I was looking at that really looked interesting to me? Well, actually, Beastars is one of the ones that I really want to watch because it looks like it's really dark. It's a really dark show. But it's weird. By the time I get around to watching TV late at night, I'm so exhausted, and there's only certain things that I can watch to keep my focus. And I usually end up passing out during it, falling asleep, getting up, watching the episode again. So I'm currently trying to get through Game of Thrones, which I've never watched. Did you watch it?
No, I never got around to it. It felt too overhyped. It's like Doctor Who. I can't get into it.
Well, I'm in episode 5, and I'm still not in it, so I may give it up because that's 5 hours I've wasted so far. So I don't think I can do that.
I stopped maybe halfay through the season.
Me too. It was good. It was good, but it was too much. Yeah.
It was. So then it got too boring for me.
So I'm currently searching for something to watch, but I probably should watch Beastars simply because I'm in it. So it'd be nice to talk about it.
Kingdom Hospital. I have the DVD collection. I still need to go watch it. I watched maybe the first 2 episodes.
Which one is that?
Kingdom Hospital. I think Stephen King made it. It's like
I know that one.
Old show, really old.
Yeah, but good though, right?
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that. How funny. Yeah, I'm watching.
It's like I liked X-Files. I saw that. I didn't catch up on so many. I'm still watching Supernatural, Office. I like all that stuff. Now all the shows are just. There's nothing good anymore on TV. It's just the entertainment industry is just, like I said earlier, putting so much politics in there. It's like it's in with gaming and all that. I said we're here to watch, not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with politics, but it's how people do it. Yeah. And I think it's just bad. It's in my opinion. People can say that. I'm like, yeah, I can. That's the point.
I'm just trying to find something like interesting and calm. And what's the one that I just watched that was really, really cool? Well, I watched The Outsider on HBO. That was good.
Oh, they made a show again, didn't they?
What's that?
It was a movie, right? If I'm correct, or there was a show and then they redid the show.
Well, there's a movie called The Outsiders, but this was different.
Oh,
This was a Stephen King story. It was really good.
Oh, okay.
And then what else did I watch? Dead to Me on Netflix with Christina Applegate is a really good show. Season 2 is coming out soon. And of course, I mean, like I'm a Stranger Things fan.
TubiTV.com.
What's that?
It's actually a website where you can see all these movies on. It's like Netflix, so it's the poor man's Netflix, but there's so many horror movies if you check on there.
Really?
I recommend it. It's called
How do you spell it?
TUBITV. I can send it later too.
TUBITV. Okay. Oh, cool.
And I was actually watching some movies on there. They have probably the worst A, B, whatever horror movies. They actually have some. I actually saw the George Romero documentary when he started Night of the Living Dead, and it was an interesting.
I would like that.
And I was just watching the original, the original Dawn of the Dead when they're in the original, the original Dawn of the Dead when they're in the other mall. And I actually was like, it's watching the old 80s horror movies is something interesting. Like, they're better. And since the 90s hit, it was mostly, I don't even know what the 90s was anymore. I know the zombies were the biggest thing at a time, and they still are, but they're not as good. But there's a zombie movie after every year.
Right. Well, what I really like about the 80s stuff is all the practical effects, not using the CGI and the digital, like, really like figuring out how do I make this guy's head explode, It's really interesting to me.
That's why I like George Romero films when he was doing his. There's in the the Diary of the Dead movie. I was listening to the commentary because it's all like it's a lost tapes type of film. So they're filming it with the camera. And I was watching the commentary. I'm like, wow! It took them a long time, but because they had to use CGI on certain parts, but it's a good lost tapes film because you have to have it at a certain angle, then you got to go with it.
Right.
And the actors are actually really good because they have the camera behind her with the one girl, and they have it so they're doing different angles with the camera, and it's just interesting.
Oh, fun! Well, that reminds me, was supposed to be in Austin filming a sequel to a horror film I did and a new horror film this year.
What was the one that? What was the first?
So the one that I did before was called Hollow Scream. I don't think it's out yet. It's shot.
Okay. So that's the first one that you ever did.
That's the first one. So we're gonna do Hollow Scream 2, and then there's another film. I don't know the name of that one, but I think Hollow Scream got a review. It was reviewed by, it wasn't Fangora. I can't remember the name of the magazine that reviewed it, but maybe. But it's really good. It was really fun, and I would love to go back out to Austin and film. That was really fun. I did that like 2.5 years ago, I think.
So besides what do you do besides what are your hobbies really mainly for right now?
Right now it's running. I did a 6-mile run today. But
how long did it take you?
Well, I did not run the whole time. That's for sure. About an hour and 20 minutes.
I'm trying to get there. I've been able to jog. My knees are still messed up.
I know.
But I'm getting there slowly.
I had knee surgery many years ago on my right knee, so I do wear these tight compression knee braces when I run. And I can't run without them. So I like to run just to get outside, or even just to walk or a hike or whatever. I like to just be outside.
You're outside right now.
I'm outside right now.
Outside always.
And then lately I've been taking care of my mom. She's 91. She's up in the Bay Area. So
bless her heart.
Yeah. So I'll be staying there with her. So yeah, just getting outside to kind of like get a break and get some air is kind of a hobby. And I'm trying to write a book. I'm trying to write a one-man show. And that's kind of it.
One-man shows. It's all over the place.
Depends. I mean, there's some really, really good ones. Really, really good ones. But I've got, the live ones.
It's better live than actually.
Yeah. I mean, the movies, I'm trying to think of the actor who did the best one-man show that I ever saw, but I can't think of his name right now.
Was that in theaters? Sounds familiar, that one. Oh, that's the name of it. The best one.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of him. What actor's name? My phone
right here. Stupid. The best one-man show. Was it in theaters at the time?
I don't think so.
Something I saw was something one-man show.
I'm trying to think of he did another show too, and I can't think of that name. I saw it on a marquee in New York. But anyway, I'm trying to write one of those. Been working on a book, but just, I'm lucky if I could get up and make breakfast. So
yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing every day?
Right now, cleaning around, mostly throwing stuff out, working on my place, rebuilding it, dealing with these morons here. It's a whole big thing. It involves a lawyer and the EPA coming.
Nice.
Environmental Protection Agency.
That sounds fun.
No, it doesn't. It's fun. But it sucks living in where I'm at. It's a trailer, but you know what? For under $500, not even $450 a month. It's
great.
Yep. My power bill is not even like $40 half the time.
Is that paying for the lot too?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
great stuff right now.
That's not good.
No, that's why I'm dealing with all that. So how expensive is it living where you're at? I'm assuming
mine is just a little under double what you're paying where I am. So really? I have a deal where I am.
Dang.
My place should be twice as much as it is. So I'm really lucky.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really lucky.
They say you have to know who know.
Yeah. I moved into a friend's place when she moved out. She moved to Florida, and I got this place, and it's amazing. I got this little yard, and I covered parking with a garage.
What's your power bill like where you're at?
Power bill's not cute. It's like $100 a month, maybe.
It's
not terrible, but
$60 more than mine. Well, I don't use power. I just leave everything off. It's smart.
Really? Yeah. I'm like,
I thought it'd be a lot more than 100. Depends on what you're using.
Yeah, I mean it's a small place, and I'm rarely here. But when I'm here, I'm running the air conditioner. So.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. But I love where I live. I'm right by Universal Studios. I can look over this fence. I can see Hogwarts.
Do you get discounts?
Well, I work there, but I don't get them anymore. But when I did, I had all kinds of free tickets.
So you usually doing stuff over there half the time?
It's funny. When I worked at Universal and I worked there for 15 years, I did not live here. I lived further away. Okay. So the minute I moved here, I lost that job at Universal.
So do you hang out with any voice actor friends or anything over there?
I don't hang out with anybody.
See, you don't need. You
totally don't. Like,
Ursa lives in. Where does he live?
Who's that?
I can't pronounce his name. The Miraculous. What's his name?
Ezra.
Yeah.
Ezra. I think he's in Glendale. He might be in Glendale. But yeah, the only time I see people are directors, and it's when I'm working with them, or actors coming and going as, one's finishing the session and I'm coming in or whatever. But I never see anybody.
Yeah.
I never see anybody. I mean, I've got neighbors that live next door, and I hadn't seen them for like 6 months. So
do they know what you do? Do you have any
yeah.
You do this?
yeah. No, they know. That's so funny.
Does anybody of them are fans of your work, or anybody around your neighborhood that know you or spotted you?
No, but that has happened to me just a couple times. Like when there used to be video stores. Yeah. I did get recognized in a video store a couple times, which was kind of cool. What was it for? It was actually for something I did on camera.
Really?
Yeah, it was for what was it for? I was doing a TV show on NBC called The Rerun Show, and they recognized me from The Rerun Show. We came on right after Seinfeld. So that was kind of fun, but that never happens. But what does happen is when at conventions, people will sometimes walk by my table. I have a banner now that says who I am and what I do, but I have all my pictures out that I'm signing. Yeah. But at conventions, people think that you're the artist that drew everything. They think you're the graphic artist.
Yeah, I can see
So I've had several people walk by and hear me talking to another person. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, I know that voice. That's Takato," or whatever. So that happens all the time, that people recognize my voice.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of voice actors don't have the voice actor part on there. It depends on the convention you go to. So, right. I mean, AWA usually has their thing set up, but if they have it where everybody knows. See, right. Everyone thinks I just go to cons. I'm cool there. I just go because it keeps me out of trouble. If you'd be surprised, I feel like some of them are ignorant or just don't understand, but they're not supposed to, I guess.
How many cons do you typically go to a year?
Really depends. I don't do them as much. I stay around because after that accident, I didn't travel anymore. Really.
Right.
I used to at least 5 to 10 a year. That's probably.
And you had a lot near you, though, right? Based on where you lived, there was a lot locally.
Con, AWA, Dragon Con, and I usually just go there. They had Walker Stalker, but that's a whole different story with this going on with them. They're probably not gonna be around long anymore.
You think so?
They
were so huge.
There was a convention they had in Nashville, and they advertised it wrong, and it became a really shit show, we can say. Wow. And one of the actors on there, she's deaf, I believe, and she's deaf. And the convention center where they have it, they didn't know, but they were an asshole to her, and they didn't say sorry or anything because they have a strict policy of now, especially to CNN buildings. So we already know what those buildings are going to do. At the same time of that convention, they had a Vanguard card game tournament and a soccer, and I'm like, where did all these people come from? And I'm like, when did they start soccer here? Because I don't really watch sports anymore.
Right.
Or at all. It's too toxic.
Right.
But right now, I was going to go to see Bryce and all them at, it was supposed to be Nashville convention, but they canceled it, but it was called MTAC or something.
Oh, okay.
I think it's in Texas. I don't know, but they ended up canceling that, but that's fine. So wow. There's a lot of events. There's a wrestling convention they're trying to do in June, and it's like I don't see it happening. Knowing them, people are worried about the virus and all that. Like they bringing in Kurt Angle stuff. I don't know if you watch wrestling or anything. They have a bunch of people coming in. It's like no. Even if it was worth me going, I probably wouldn't go.
Yeah.
I have small bronchitis. I that's all I need to catch it.
Yeah, I mean, you could wait until they've got not even the vaccine, but they're really close to having treatments as well, which is going to help and all that stuff. So best to just
everybody still wants to go out, but they don't want to listen.
I know.
I tell everybody this. Look, no one's going to listen anyway. So if they want to have something happen, whatever.
Yeah, I'm perfectly content to go out when I wear my mask and go for a run, but I don't need to.
So I saw you were at the hospital. I was like, uh-oh. You thought you had it?
Yeah. Well, I actually I had a test. We have testing in LA, so I had a test a week and a half ago because I had a temperature of like 102 for one day.
Ooh, wow.
Which I never get, and I had the shakes, and then it went away the next day, and I was like running in the park and stuff. But I thought, who knows? So I got a test, but it came back.
You never know. This is funny because I usually get sick by the end of December. I'm fine. I was still sick for January, February earlier this year. Oh. They said that could have probably me had it, but then I thought I actually got it, but it turned out to be my gallbladders. So my blood pressure was the highest I've ever had in my life.
So you think that's what January, February was for you then?
Probably. Because I never got sick. I never got sick that long for an extra month or two.
Gotcha.
So pollen season hit, but it's not as bad this year. But my health was so bad. I ended up my jobs and all that. I was that bad.
Wow. Yeah, you need to stay. You need to stay protected.
I'm 24/7 at the time.
Yeah, I'm washing hands and got my toilet paper, got my paper towels.
Oh wait, let me actually. Yeah, these were actually my pants. This is how much weight I lost.
Show me.
This is because I don't ever bring. I think this is them. Yeah. I call it the. I think it's these ones. Yeah, these are 55 waist size. I wore these after my car accident for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's two people in one.
That's amazing.
It is. I'm still losing it, but I'm getting there slowly.
How are you doing it?
With the chiropractor who's coming tomorrow. I met him at a convention last year. Funny story. This is when my body was getting really bad. I was at AWA getting in line to meet the other voice actors, and then my back went out badly, and I was having a hard time walking, so I was getting ready to leave because my knee right here, because where the accident was, I was actually leaning on it. If you kind of see how I'm standing.
Yeah.
Like that. So I would get up and I would fall over sometimes. So my leg right here started to actually get inflamed. It was actually huge because I was sitting on it on this one or something like that for so long. And then he helped me and I started walking better and I started going to the gym. I changed my diet around, especially after the gallbladder surgery, because I had to get food stamps because I can't afford what I need. But eating sucks because you have to eat certain things. You can't eat certain percent of cheese or something like that because I can't digest my food.
No cheese would make me crazy. Just so
I actually started doing vegan cheese.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I consider it vegan cheese, but it was non-dairy and I had lactose free. So
and then I changed veggie cheese, right?
Yeah. So I like it. Yeah, and I started eating more fiber. I've never eaten fiber, so I bought these little oatmeal cereal things, and they have a little measuring on there, and so I could put it in there. They have almonds and a peanut butter one. I don't eat the other one because it's like it's not my favorite. So I've managed before my surgery I was still like 315, and then after my surgery because I had to drink nothing but liquids, I then dropped to 290. I'm like in between right now because I know I eat like garbage for the past few days, so I got to let myself like digest and all that.
Wow.
I feel better than I used to, trust me. Well,
that's awesome.
When I met you, I was actually like better. I was like not even that big. I was about 250 pounds.
Yeah, I think that's what I remember.
Yeah, and then after that guy hit me. That was it.
Wow.
I guess.
Well, good for you.
I'm feeling way better than I used to. I'm actually because I'm doing the DDP yoga I do. So if you ever need something to like help with stretching and all that, where's it at? I have it right here. Yeah, this is what I do.
What is it? DDP
yoga.
He really?
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. He was in the Devil's Rejects movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He had tag team with Dennis Rodman back in WCW or whatever, and he made that program after he blew his back out, and let me see if I can find the pictures because I know they're on my Instagram. I think you liked them when my face I showed, like with the 3 facial pictures I had.
Oh, right.
The top one, the very top left one is from like 3 years ago. I was like 355 pounds. And then the one from last year, here it is. Yeah. See that one right there?
Move the phone more to your.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at that way. I'm stupid.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, the top one right there is from about 3 years ago. That one's from last December, and that one's like a few weeks ago, like after my surgery. Like that's when I got the haircut finally. I was like about last week. I'm still a little bit sluggish because need to start changing my diet up, but I've been way better than I used to in years.
So when was the surgery?
3-4 weeks ago, about.
Yeah, you're probably still recovering, right?
Still. I mean, no, I'm all healed up now.
Yeah.
It's just Eden's the hardest.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad you got it taken care of, and
I didn't have a choice on that one because I never had a gallbladder. It was like 8 inside me. They were like huge. Wow. They said, "Oh yeah." Wow. They said I shouldn't have had that many.
It's also really good that you got it done before all this craziness was going on.
That's the funny part. It was happening a little even bit before it, but I'm glad I did because I definitely would have got, because it was bad. I couldn't sleep. My whole body was hurting, and I thought my buddy caught the same thing, but he's like garbage because he works at home. So I said, you gotta change the diet, man. I'm getting than them. But I couldn't sleep. I took like 8 showers and all that. Staying there for an hour. I didn't do nothing. And sleeping, I couldn't sleep for almost a day or two. So there was a day before I actually went. I called them at 2 a.m. to come check my blood pressure. And then I called them in the afternoon. And then I just said, screw it. I'm just gonna go. I was gonna take an Uber. Yeah, I was gonna take an Uber, but I ended up taking the ambulance. I mean, I didn't trust like getting out of an Uber and something happening. So. Right. The bill ain't too bad, but I'll pay it off eventually.
Oh my god.
Yeah. My Medicaid or whatever kind of covered a lot of it. So.
Did it?
It's like I have to pay like maybe under $3,000. It's a lot more than that with everything. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's low.
Yeah, and I was trying to get my other insurance, but they can't give me because of the bill. I don't know what their issue is. I was trying to get certain insurance. It's ridiculous healthcare out here everywhere nowadays.
Mine's terrible too. Mine's terrible.
Now see, I go to the dollar store and buy this stuff.
That's so smart. I probably spend the same amount that you spent for that, and I get this one for this tiny little LA one.
No. Yeah, because the Kroger by me, that's what we have. I don't know if they got Kroger's up where you're at.
I bet you one.
The lowest is 87 cents. Yours is probably maybe $1.50, maybe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I remember I went to Orlando one day and I bought an Oreo box from the Oreo thing, and $5 this dude charged me. I'm like, really? I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. You just get used to it. It's so terrible. Yeah, it's bad.
So I know you talked about your dad earlier. Whatever happened to him?
So, well, he died of throat cancer, unfortunately, but that was about 17 years ago. But yeah, he was a trumpet player in the Air Force, and he met my mom at a big band place in Oakland where they used to go dancing and stuff. But he was great.
Side, or he's like, I'm gonna go over there now.
Yeah, he was awesome. He played in San Francisco, and he played a little in LA, and he and his two other brothers were all musicians. And my dad never did it, but his 2 brothers, they both opened music stores. So there's a Beacock Music in Washington State.
Oh, so you have your own thing. That's cool.
Yeah, and a Beacock Music in San Jose, California as well. So that was
camera on. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, because because my screen's cracked. I'm hooking it up to the TV.
Oh, a different monitor. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, easy. I'm seeing you. So yeah.
I was gonna say, shoot. That was actually a good question. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, how was childhood for you like? What was that like growing up?
It was good. Yeah, it
has its moments, huh?
It has its moments. I hated school. I always hated school.
Okay.
But I liked all the extracurricular stuff and music and theater. But like I said, we would go to band camp. We would travel a lot. Every summer, my family would go down to Disneyland and Universal Studios, and Knott's Berry Farm, and then we go to Tahoe.
How much money was all that back in the day going to Universal?
Crazy. I have no idea how my dad paid for it, but it was every year. We would go camping. So we had a really kind of like, I would say, blessed childhood, but I know it was a struggle for my family to make it happen for us. So yeah, but it was
my life is always perfect because they see me taking pictures with people. I said, you don't really know me personally. I tell you my life. I tell everybody my life story. Doesn't change me. I don't have to like my family for what they do, but you know what? I move on. It ain't worth it. Yeah, but people think because I go to all these events, I'm like getting all this stuff for free. I'm like, no, I ain't getting nothing out of it.
Yeah. No, it's a struggle. We were poor, and I mean, I still am poor. I've always been poor. I'm always been like hustling.
But you're a voice actor, though.
Yeah, right. Living the life.
Pop culture. That's what ruined so much of this internet stuff.
Yeah. So it's always, I've had a really, really good life, a fortunate life, but not without its struggle and not without its hard work.
Where do you think you'd be? Where do you think you'd be now if you didn't like get into the voice acting or any of that?
Oh God, I'd probably be a lawyer or a newscaster or an attorney or not a doctor because I don't like doing that stuff or a travel.
I wouldn't even know. I've done a lot of stupid things. I was bullied a lot. Didn't have many friends. I got in trouble. So
yeah.
Hey, where I'm at right now, I'm okay with it. We're all in the same situation.
Well, absolutely. And we none of us come out of life alive. So as long as you're happy, and sometimes it just takes longer to get there,
Exactly.
But I'm glad of the choices I made. I just know that it would be a different life if I had made different ones. But I've had so many cool experiences because of what I chose to do, and who I met and all that stuff. But
for me, I've been able to meet people in music business, so I'm probably going to do some music next year after all this is done.
Good.
So look forward to doing that. I know I'm going to be doing the piano again whenever it gets in this place, but whenever that is.
I think we talked about that. So you play, right?
I used to. Yeah, I did tell you about that. I was probably going to have to play piano again. I did it at school, then I stopped playing because I didn't have one. Then I found one randomly on Facebook.com or Craigslist or something. I can't remember. And then I went and got it, and it's at my dad's place.
Oh, that's cool. Is it out of tune?
No, it actually was good. One button was messed up, but then my dad got it to work.
Nice. That's so weird. I was just thinking about playing piano today during my run.
I really want one of the Sons and whatever from there's an anime called Your Lie in April. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's really good. I think it's one of those. It's a slice of life anime, so it's like real life. Like it makes you think about stuff. So I got to meet Max Middleman, who what he did. There was a character he did or something, and I recognized his voice, and then I'm like, oh, you're that character. And then that anime kind of made me like think about my life a little bit more. There's a specific scene in it where like me and my mom always argued, so I always it took me a while to go back to the series. And there's a part in there where he's like, because me and my mom said some dumb stuff. I always said, and I'm gonna be dark for a minute, because I don't think my mom understood me enough, and I was bullied a lot. So I say, I always wished her dead. I was always that type of negative person, because they put me on so much medication because you were talking about weight and all that. I was put on so much medication. I was bullied a lot. And then they put a scene in there where she's like, because the Japanese culture or whatever, they have to like get their kids to like study so hard or something.
Yeah,
so she's trying to get him to learn the piano because she's like, oh, I can make him into something and get him his life going, basically. So he ends up a kid where she ends up hitting him really hard and makes him bruise, and he got pissed off and he said that. Then she died after. So it's like, damn, that kind of like hit me to like, dang, I said that stuff stupidly. Well, yeah. I had a little rough things going on. So you got to be on medication. I was put in they call it Baker Action for kids, like psych wards for kids. We call it. It's what it really is.
Oh yeah.
I was put in that so many dang times. I lost count.
Really? At what age?
Probably started around elementary.
Yeah.
It was that long. It was between elementary to nearly beginning of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a rough time growing up.
Wow, that's rough.
But I look at it now and be like, you know what? I don't really have to waste my time on so many people. Yeah, if people want to think I'm doing this to look cool. No, I could have. If I didn't get into this, spend all the money I did, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably be dead. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah. I mean, everyone finds it. Well, hopefully, the ones that do, they find their way out, or they find their way through. Rather, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it comes in a bunch of. It's different for everybody, but the ones that come out of it are really fortunate. So you got to be happy about that.
I'm happy than I used to be in life. I may not show it, but I look at it way like could be worse. I could be doing something out of life, that's why I don't really work as much anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not dealing with people out there who are gonna piss me off at the end of the day. It's like why work for somebody who's just gonna get a reason to fire you or something like that.
Yeah.
Ask me every day, like, oh, how do you deal with all this stuff in life? You just do. You can't do nothing about it. I can't change my life and what happened. I can move on and that's it.
Right. You can change. Yeah, you can change your perception of the future and how you deal with things. That's it.
So you're not married at all, are you?
No.
Happy single? No kids?
I don't have a dog. No kids, no plants. Well, I got these plants back here, but they're going to die when I leave them. So
no animals? Oh yeah, you can't.
No animals. No. I had one dog growing up, and that's the only dog I'll ever have, Cleo, and she died, and I'll never have another dog. Nope.
Yeah, you're like me. See, that's the funny part. That's why I like you. You just remind you, like, man, this guy's like me. It's just easier just to mind your own business. Everyone wants to be in your business.
Hey, like if I want to like play with someone's dog, I can play with their dog, and then when it's chewing up the furniture and going to the bathroom on the carpet, it's their house, not mine.
Exactly. Do you have any of those people that come back and try to be your friend after the years? I've had that a lot.
I haven't had that. No, I haven't had that happen to me.
I'm not.
I think it's because I'm not enough of a success that no one wants anything from me. But
This is the funny part, though. People see my life because I block and delete people, and they're like, "Oh, he's doing good for himself. Let me mess with him." And I'm like, I ain't gonna get into this ooga booga language with you because I've had people say the most redundant things to me. It doesn't faze me anymore. I'm like, you can make fun of me and everything, cool. It just shows that you're gonna be living that life forever. I have had a lot of things that I don't even screen post anymore. I used to do that on my Instagram. I ended up going back in my Instagram and deleting everything I thought was toxic on myself because I wanted to show people. Because I wanted to show people what people do to me and why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
I just don't have a reason to. If I don't want to respect somebody or be friends with them, I'm not entitled to that. I don't owe anybody that.
Correct.
And I'm
absolutely right.
We only have one life to live, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Don't waste any time. What other people think of you is none of your business.
Exactly.
That's not your deal.
There's people in Florida still that talk about me. So I can make something on my life, and they'll come back and try to say something.
Are you from Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Lauderdale?
Now, were you living there when I met you? Or were you living where you are now?
Yes, I was.
You were? Okay. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Actually, I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
Was it 2015 for that?
It could be.
No, I think it was before I moved. Yeah, because then I was going back the next year after because Chris Rager and all them were going back there. Josh Marin, Majin Buu, and Sane and Peter. Peter was going to be there again. And,
gotcha.
He looked there every time, and then I was actually in Florida at the time because I think I went to Jacksonville. I think I went to another event after. I think I used to do double events, and that was hectic.
Do you remember the guy at that event? I can't remember his name. Big guy, and he used to lift people up. That was his thing. He worked for the con, and he would like lift people up and they would take pictures with him.
I think was he doing it there?
He was doing it there. But
I vaguely, but I didn't know that was the owner. That's funny.
No, he wasn't the owner.
He wasn't some random guy.
He just worked for the con.
Oh,
he was like one of them.
I know. I vaguely remember that.
But anyway, he got the virus. He was hospitalized, but he came through it. So that's good. That's good. Is that con still going on? Do you know?
Omni?
Yeah.
I think they pushed back. Yeah, they did. I knew they were gonna have to. I know Neil Kaplan was gonna be there. I really want to go meet him.
Oh yeah.
I now usually go meet voice actors that are worth it. If they're gonna be there and they're free, I'll go say hi.
Neil's amazing.
Jason, I can't pronounce that name. Jason LeBert. He did Mordecai from Borderlands and all that. He did a lot of anime. I didn't know he was from Black Cat, which is a very underrated series.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? And I didn't know that. And he also did Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles as the main character. And I'm like, what?
That's
and then
funny.
David Wald was there. He was cool talking to him because we were talking about Shakespeare because I was asking him. He used to do Shakespeare and all that. And I
don't know him either.
I was learning about that, and like he was talking about there's like their own code to it because it's Shakespeare, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So it was getting to know more about it. I like that stuff. See, people think I'm not in the plays, but I am. So
right, that's awesome. Excuse me.
And I don't really know what else to ask.
What time is it? What are we at?
It's been like an hour and a half almost.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are you having for dinner?
I actually just ate earlier. I might eat the rest of the stuff or save it for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, what time is it there?
It is 4 till 10.
Oh wow, okay.
Time really does go by really fast now.
It's funny. I think the same thing. People are talking about how bored they are and stuff, but the days are zooming by for me.
They are.
It's really weird.
It's already in May right now. We're like almost halfway in May.
Yeah.
And
it's really weird.
Because I'm used to just doing my own thing. I'll usually just sleep all day and then go to bed, and then it's like another day after. It's just easier.
Are you a night owl or no? Do you stay up all night and watch TV and stuff?
I don't watch TV anymore, so I usually now I have the internet. I was just watching. I watched The Crow about 8 times, so.
Gotcha.
So see what I'm that bored. But now I can go back on Tubi TV, start streaming again, do the little things, and now I can edit all my workout videos because I'm trying to win like $1 million, so it's going to be taxed if I win. That's the yoga I do. They have their own challenge they do every year.
Wow.
They do it. And it's a good program. It's helped me a lot. And I'm just doing different things on the side right now. This is actually what I was starting for a while until I got my internet back up.
Right,
so
I'm
trying to be more vocal because I'm usually not a talkative person. But I want to like make it into something kind of. So
good.
Am I doing okay for my first interview?
It's great. It's great. It's awesome. Yeah, good for you. I'm really good. I'm really happy to see you and glad to hear things are going good.
I'd like to do more down the line if you want to. Whenever you get
time. Absolutely.
Some stories in your life.
Right.
And so do they plan on? Because I know Boruto is still doing its thing.
Yeah.
Do you think they're ever gonna bring your characters back? I know Chojuro, I think his name is.
Chojuro, yeah. I was doing quite a bit of it.
As far as I know, I don't know if he left the series because I haven't watched a lot of new stuff.
The last thing I did, Chojuro was lecturing some big gathering, some big event in an auditorium. But I don't remember whether I left the show or not. But that's the last thing I remember recording. It was a while ago. But it might have been, gosh, I'm trying to remember whether she said it was the end of the season. It could have been. So who knows?
How was it like doing Yashamaru? So I feel like that's one of my favorite characters to know that the backstory of why he's still doing it. I'm like, what? So how did you like voicing Yashamaru?
It was fine. It was cool. He was an easy voice to do. But what is really weird is these characters that I don't do very often.
Yeah.
Every time I come in, it's been like 3 or 4 months. I'm like, what is going on with this character? What happened last time? What's the storyline? Because there's been like, there's like 10 episodes and like 100 different storylines between when I was last in the show. So they give me like a quick little like shorthand and rundown of what's happening, like, and go.
Because I think when you did Sakon Ukon, I think the only time you had more dialogue from what I saw was facing Kiba. How does that? Is that like one of your most strained voice characters you've done? Because you have to go into state at that point, or then you have to. What do you think was harder going into that second state of his character? Because he transforms into a different person at that point.
You're talking about Sakon Ukon?
Yeah. Then you're pushing 2 characters back and forth. So.
Right. So he's got his brother on the back. So they're both dead or whatever, but he's got his brother on the back, and his brother has a more gravelier, deeper voice. So Yeah, so I definitely think those guys were more difficult than Manokuma because, Manokuma is up here, and that's kind of like an open throat, and the other guy is, shall we kill him now, brother? Like that is just like it's just torturous. So that was really rough. They were rough to do. And that's why the only time I liked doing them is when we were doing the video game because you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
When you're doing the series, it was like, $75 an hour and like
Class of Ninja was supposed to have them, but they didn't finish. It was only in Japanese.
Was that right?
Point. Yeah, because I didn't know they had a third and fourth one, and Sakon and all them come after in the third game. And I think it's good that they made the Ultimate Ninja series, so I think that's why, because they're same games. Which, if you go look at them, like, oh, so this, I'm glad that they did the Ultimate Ninja for the PS2 series and the Ultimate Ninja. Because then now you're getting your money's worth.
Right.
That's the thing I've noticed about Japan. They're going to make you, I think, cut certain things out. If you had to certain series, they'll make you not do or something like that. I don't know how that works.
You mean like for like standards and practices and stuff like that, or violence?
Yeah, or like lines. Did you ever have to like see a role? Because I know if sometimes they'll show the Japanese voice, right? If I'm correct. Did you have to do all that and then you have to voice it over? Because I know there's some interviews that people do that. Or how did you do a straight line with it? Like just record.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they would do. Sometimes the lines would be changed basically to Americanize something, or if things were too violent or too sexual, more often it was a sexual thing.
You definitely need to see Ghost Stories, I think it is. Not Ghost.
Oh, really?
Ghost sounds good. The Japanese version was bad, so they said, here, do anything on it. If you want to talk about offensive stuff, that show is so improvised, it's insane.
Is that right?
Random stuff.
What platform is that on?
You can actually watch it. I don't think it was funny or somebody made it. I know Monica Rio and all them, those voice actors. I think it might have been funny. But
okay.
I watched it online because it's hard to find anyways. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I'll admit that I watch stuff like certain sites. I do use a certain site because I don't know. They shouldn't be able to get away with it, so they must have some type of right.
Right.
All the series except Digimon Try, all 6 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I really want to find that. No, what's his name that plays Tai? I saw him at Dragon Con, and he put it on their thing, and I can't find the website for the Try unless they said no, we ain't doing it now.
Oh, gotcha.
I forgot his name. What was it? It's the one that does Ty's voice actor. He's in the church and he's into the church stuff and all that. And I learned. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Why am I blanking on his name?
Exactly.
This is the guy who had all the controversy.
Oh, I know you're thinking Vic.
Vic, yeah, not Vic. Okay.
No, not him. No.
We won't mention
Joshua Seth.
Oh, Josh. Okay, yeah. Joshua,
I like Vic, but I'm not gonna get into it. I'm
not gonna get into it either.
I already know people who defended him and against him, but they were hypocrites about it. But I'm not gonna bring any of that stuff into this.
No, we don't need that in this interview.
No, I'm making this friendly. Joshua Seth, he would only go to a con if he can do his church thing or something. I don't know if he did it at Dragon Con because he was booked there. It's like Lex Luthor, wrestler, but he does a thing with a Sunday church thing. Some people actually do that, and it's just weird. Like I will only come if you let me do my thing, which is cool. I mean, hey, if it ain't affecting anybody, I never watched any of his live stuff. I heard it's okay.
Yeah,
but, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is cool. He's got a great voice too. He's got a great voice,
and he's gonna be
one of my favorite.
It would be nice for another do you plan on being in the Digimon movie coming up? I don't even know who they were gonna even have in there.
Look, what I plan on doing has none. It's none of my business. I could say I want to be in it, but that doesn't mean they're gonna put me in. But anything with Digimon, I would love to do it.
Yeah, I miss a lot of the voice actors from the few seasons and all that.
Yeah, me too.
It's I need that nostalgia because after Tamers, you were just doing you didn't really do a return of your character from Takato, did you?
No, Takato was supposed to come back in. Was it Digimon Try? Is that the one?
I heard that, yeah.
And then the show got canceled in the U.S. before we ever got to the episode where they come back. Rika comes back and Henry comes back. and we never got to it. So that really sucks.
Knowing that Steve Bloom does Guillemon is the most interesting thing I think out of his.
He's the best. He's the absolute best. He's 60.
He just turned 60, I think, earlier this year.
Oh, that's right.
Like, dang.
That's right.
You're in your, right?
I'm 54.
Bad for your age, man. Don't do drugs. That's the good thing.
I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
You have that good genes. Well, if I lose all the weight, I'll be good, but I'm getting there slowly.
If you lose all the weight, you look like a baby.
Have you seen my haircut, right?
How old are you?
26.
Oh, you're a baby.
Yeah, but wait, now I look like a 15-year-old once I do it.
I just cut my hair. I cut my own haur.
I have so many hair.
I got the clippers.
So.
Yeah.
See,
right.
You know how to do your thing. Get a bowl cut thing and like screw it.
Oh my God.
You ain't going out. You have any questions for me?
Oh my God, that's so funny. So, what city do you live in?
Well, it's Riverdale, like the show.
Riverdale, okay. And that's.
I think it's Riverdale. I'll know I'm around there. It's just weird how they have it. Their towns are weird. I'm like not even 5 minutes from the Riverdale itself.
A lot of people around you?
Yeah, Spanish community, but nobody bothers each other. There'll be gunshots sometimes at night, but they just do it in the air. No one ever really gets hurt.
Are you having Cinco de Mayo? So you having gunshots going on today?
I didn't even know that was today. It's actually quiet out. That's funny.
Yeah, it's quiet
yesterday
here too.
That's probably why they did it yesterday.
Yeah, we normally have gunshots and fireworks and all that stuff, but there's nothing going on. So.
Yeah, I'm from Florida. You already know how they roll.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a guy going around in a Grim Reaper outfit in Jacksonville, I think it is.
I saw that. On the beach, right?
Oh, what happened?
Is he's on the beaches or no?
Yeah, he's a lawyer or something. I'm like, In New York, I'm hearing they're putting. I don't know how they're going to be burying people. All I know is they're doing mass graves at this point. It's insane. It really is.
Well, yeah, and I understood the mass graves in New York were for a lot of the people that they couldn't identify, but they will when they're identified, people can come back and they'll exhume
2 years later in the ground.
Well, exactly. Yeah, but
yes. This is. I don't know who this is.
Exactly. Yeah, that one. I'll take that one. No, that one. I know.
Dude, I've noticed that all these cremation places are going to be balling next year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like getting a job as a contact tracer if those jobs become available, to just research where people have gone and who they've seen. If that's like an at-home job that you can do, I'll do that.
Yeah. It's hard to get even into that. They want specific people, and it's like my buddy does that. He's happy to do that. Tell me you need to start working out. Stop eating all that garbage you do.
Right.
Garbage. Getting bigger than me. I said that's what happened.
Oh my gosh.
So, any like traumatic things during growing up that you can help? I was bullied a lot, so I mean I had a lot of things.
Traumatic. Well, no, not really.
You pretty much had it good, huh?
It was pretty good. I mean, with my father passing away 17 years ago, that was rough. And my mom now with early onset Alzheimer's, that's rough.
Oh, gosh.
Dealing with all that, but right now things are good. So
mom's 5th year. Actually, it's been a while. I think it's 5 years already. Time does fly. That her anniversary when she passed. No, it's actually gonna be later this year. It's earlier between this or last year. I can't remember. I know I think it was on April because I went to a con a week after, so it was last year. And then her birthday's literally in June.
I think you and I met after she had passed.
Huh?
I think you and I met after she had passed.
Yeah, like way after.
Yeah.
Year after, I think.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No. I'm trying to remember if I did live in Florida at the time because. No, I think I was. No, I was. I believe in Atlanta first. Yeah, because I came from a megabus. I remember. Yeah, I was in Atlanta at the time. I do remember now. Then the year after is when I got hit. So, yeah, time does fly.
Yeah, it does. Oh my God, a megabus for heaven's sakes.
I've taken. Oh gosh, those are nightmares.
You've done a lot of them.
Not the last one I went was Ichiban for my birthday last year, and their service is terrible.
Oh, really?
Customer service, yeah. They ended up screwing up the location, and I had to pay to go back. And I had mine the fun shares. Now I plan a year in advance when I can.
Right. I
just don't. Oh my
god. Right.
Heck, if I wanted to go to Florida right now, when I looked a few months back, it was like $32 from here to Florida.
Is that right?
Over that, it's like $50, maybe $100 something summertime.
Wow.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no. No. Don't need to be on a bus with a bunch of
you said you had a infected people. Any other family members at all, or no?
Yeah, I got a brother. He lives in Mexico. He's in Puerto Vallarta. And then I got two sisters that live up in the Bay Area near my mom. So, yeah.
Yeah, at least you get to talk to your family, man. Mine's are all...
Are they gone, or...?
No, I just don't like them anymore. There's a story after my mom died.
Yeah.
I think I said they ended up changing the will illegally somehow, but I figured out how they did it, but the stupid hospital won't give me the records, which is really stupid. So it's like, what's the point of even having a record who comes in at that point?
Right.
Let everyone come in. And because she was so bad on morphine, she probably was on 3-4 times the amount, I think they said. They got her to change it and probably promised they would give me something. I'm going to say that by theory because I knew who my mom's sister was. And that's why I don't go to Indiana. I tell people I will never go because I will find her. Not gonna. But it's just how much anger I still have. But after all that, they have their names on there, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know how they got on there." I'm like, "Then who signed it?" And then after that, I'm gonna get dark again, really darker this quick. The other person she's not really a family, but we considered her until what she did. Her son got into a bike accident. He ended up being paralyzed, as far as I know, from the neck down. And her sister died. I said that would be the last person I thought I would do something, but my aunt, I knew who she was. She didn't have to show herself to me. She was, but I wasn't going to say anything because that's my mom's sister. And it was just a bad time.
Wow.
I wasn't like I was now. I was figuring out if I wanted to live or die at that point. Yeah. I was really bad mentally. I wasn't there anymore. So, I mean, I'm doing way better than I used to. I've come a long way since it.
Yeah, it's rough, though.
I look at it back now and be like, because my mom was so bad, she actually ended up having eviction papers. I know she didn't mean to, but she was that bad. I ended up getting kicked out of the house. So then I had to find a place. So we were looking around. Usually, we couldn't really find anything. There was these like TP things out where the Renaissance Fair we usually go to, where we went to every year. I mean, they weren't that bad, but it's like I wouldn't be caught there by myself. Even though it might be a safe area for the park, but it's not worth it. But I ended up getting a hotel, and it was a nightmare.
Wow.
I disappeared for maybe a year at that time. I don't remember what I was doing at the time. I think I went to different events and just hung out with people. But it kept me sane.
Do you ever think of writing any of that down?
I actually put it on video more. I actually put a thing on my Instagram, a whole like less than 15 minutes and all that.
Yeah.
It's made me feel better, definitely.
Sure, yeah. To document it, to have it written down or on video or whatever. That's great.
I do. I ain't shy away from who I am anymore. I tell everybody, every person I meet, I tell them one thing, like, if it wasn't for this stuff, I probably would have not wanted to be alive anymore. I'm gonna say it right here. I said I was a kid who was bullied. I wanted to be a next school shooter. That would have been the statistic. Because I'm glad I never got to that point. But I always said stupid stuff, and I didn't care. I only did it to get kicked out of school, and it worked. And then I would go get Beacock because I wouldn't be near anybody, and I did that on purpose.
Right.
I've never told anybody that I did that on purpose to leave school. How I graduated still, I don't know. I really hated school. I didn't learn anything. Look at me now. I went to school for HVAC. Didn't finish going. I mean, I finished it, but I didn't really learn anything.
Yeah.
I was going for a trade of all things. So you know what? I'm just going to do what I want. So there's not much I can do.
Yeah.
I did Uber and Lyft at the time. I was going to be doing that again, but After that virus hit in my gallbladder, I'm like, good. I'm glad I did it. I had that more.
Yeah, I don't know if you want strangers in your car at this point.
No, I've never had so many bad people. They don't understand how driving works in Atlanta. I don't know if you're ever down here as frequent, so you know.
I've been down there before, yeah.
Yeah, going to Atlanta is a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you were here last time. I forgot what you came here for.
I was on tour. I was doing a kids show. I've been
a couple times for it. And then I told somebody about you because somebody canceled for their con and all that. Did you end up going to that?
I don't think so. I don't think they reached out to me. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you did. It was Kitsune Con or something.
Oh, maybe I did go. I did. I went to
Kitsune Con. Steve was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I did go to that one.
Did you guys meet up?
Did we meet up? Did Steve, was Steve with Mary Elizabeth too?
Yeah, Guillemon. I don't think she was there. I know he was. He did your partner on Digimon.
I'm trying to remember whether we did a panel together or not. I can't remember. I don't remember.
You guys didn't cross paths, man. Right? Hey, at least you finally went to a con together.
Yeah, wait. We did do one together. We did one together. We did a panel together.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I told her, her name's Brittany, I love her. She's funny as shit.
Right, Brittany.
Yeah, I keep in touch with her on and off. And I say, they never done a con together. I said, no, I know Brian's doing something, but maybe he'll do it if you ask him.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, I can't remember when that was. It
was last year, I think.
Was it last year?
Yeah. About that. And I think you only went for a day, I'm assuming, because did fans come up and all that?
Oh, yeah.
I said, I thought about you. I said, no, I want him to be with Steve, even if they don't take a picture or something together. Did you guys conversate or no?
We did. I don't think our tables were at the same time, though.
Did he say, do I know you?
Oh, my God, no.
No,
that's so funny.
We usually see each other, so.
We never do.
But he's like, do I know you?
That's so weird that Mary wasn't there, because they usually go to the concert together. But...
yeah, I think she was doing another fan at the time. I forgot. I don't remember her being there.
Could have been a scheduling issue or something.
She's always doing something at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's working on. I know she was doing Ghost in the Shell.
She's doing she's doing tons of work over at Disney.
Wow,
she's at Disney now. Yeah,
she's a sweet lady.
Yeah.
I thought she did the cat Digimon. I can't remember the name of it. It's been so long.
Yeah, she didn't do tons of characters because she was directing most of it.
Yeah.
But she did occasional. I think she might have been my mom. She might have been Takato's mom in season 3.
I'm gonna have to go look now.
Yeah, I think she was. But all right, sir. Well, I should scoot. I'm gonna go get dinner.
Oh, there's actually one more question. Yeah, as I was saying for it because I lost contact. So
okay.
If you let me actually pull it up real quick because it was actually like the main thing. I got too much of it. So I said, what could you encourage anyone to do in life through the struggles we all face, depression, confusion, all of that? What do you recommend to anyone to seek help or advice, living the best life they can?
It's a great question. There's a lot of answers, boy. So I think first and foremost is not to be afraid to reach out to people and have a conversation and let people know exactly what it is you're feeling. Now, that said, a lot of people don't feel like they have someone that they can talk to.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier for people to talk to strangers than it is to talk to friends. And in that case, I would reach out to any of those suicide prevention hotlines, because you don't have to be at the point where you're at suicide prevention. It could just be depression or questions or just someone to talk to. And those phone numbers are all over the internet. They're all over the web, and you can find them. And I highly suggest those. And then if you're not at that point and you're just looking for, or maybe you're just feeling down or feeling low or whatever, for me, it's always been a little bit of exercise helps clear my head, get those endorphins going, watch your sleep, watch what you eat, because I know all people want to do is like sit on the sofa and be depressed and eat and watch TV, because I do it too. But I think the opposite can sometimes help. The other thing is find anything that you're passionate about and do it. That'll make you feel better about yourself. It'll make you feel better about the future. Don't watch the news. Don't read the paper. Find TV shows, movies, podcasts, books that are uplifting and positive. Write in a journal. Write a blog. Do little videos to yourself that you can listen to every morning. I mean, there's so many things, but if it is beyond the point where you think you can't be active about it and clear thinking about it to do it, then I would really suggest just talking to anyone that you can for a little bit of motivation and inspiration and I mean, it's that whole cliche of it gets better, etc. But I think it does, and I also think to a certain extent, screw everybody, be happy. You know what I mean? Like this is your life. Enjoy your life, and don't pay attention to what other people think about you. Don't judge your progress and your, what you're doing on what other people are doing. You're going at your own pace. I mean, they're all the classic tropes, but I think they really ring true.
Yep. And now there's one more thing. It was like the intro. I forgot that it's going to be quick. So is that cool if I do that real quick?
Sure.
Sweet. So I'm just going to start right now. So hello, I'm Dave, and this is Dave Talks About Things. And I have an awesome guest with me. He has an online show, one called The Actin' Dead, and he plays one of my favorite, Caroline McCracken, which is one of my favorite comedy sketch characters I've ever seen, and such known anime and video game roles such as Takato from Digimon Tamers, I can't pronounce his name. What is it? Yamachika? Yamachika from Bleach, Manokuma from Danganronpa, and classics of Naruto such as Yashamaru, Sakon, Ukon, Chojuro, Zetsu, and now added to Beastars as Dawn. And I think that's it.
Awesome.
And thank you for coming on, Thanks, Ryan. I hope we can do this again in the future.
I do too. Be well. Stay healthy. Stay away from idiots.
That's pretty